from the Supreme Court, where we now understanding the Delhi Ordinance issue, in fact, has been sent to the Constitution bench, and this is a move that's been taken by the top court, the Supreme Court. Ananya Bhatnagar, a legal correspondent, also now joining us on the broadcast. Ananya, give us the details.
The Supreme Court has now sent the matter to the Constitution bench. It was a bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, which has said that the Constitution bench would now be hearing this particular matter with regards to the challenge to the ordinance that has been brought in by the central government on May 19th, creating an NCSSA, that is the Civil Services Authority, that would be deciding upon the transfers and posting of officers. The appointment of the DERC chairman, since there was no consensus reached between the Delhi government and the Delhi LG, Mr. V.K. Saxena, the Supreme Court has now decided that it will only decide a particular name who would be handling the particular DERC until the pendency of the matter that is there before the topmost court of the country. What is crucial to note is that there were heated arguments before between me and Dr. Hari for, the Delhi government and the Delhi LG. And post that, the Supreme Court said that it is a sorry state of affairs, and in fact, both these constitutional authorities could not reach a consensus, and that's why the Supreme Court will now be deciding on a particular name who would then be heading this particular committee, and we'll have to wait and watch as to who would be chosen as the chairperson of the DERC. While on the other hand, after the 370 the Constitution bench completes the hearing, the abrogation of 370, then the Delhi versus Centre tussle would be back at the topmost court of the country before the Constitution bench of India.
And Ananya, that's exactly what I wanted to quickly understand as far as who will be heading this committee. How soon before we have clarity on those lines?
Well, it will decide the name with regards to who would be heading the DERC, while with regards to, the issue with regards to the ordinance of the Delhi of the central government that was brought in on May 19, the same would be happening after, the Supreme Court concludes the hearing the abrogation of 370. So we'll have to wait some time for the ordinance issue to be come up before the Supreme Court. However, with regards to the name of who would be heading the DERC would be given out by the Supreme Court in a week's time.
Okay, so in a week's time, you're saying we should have some more clarity. But once all of this is complete, as you rightly pointed out a short while ago, this centre versus the state government ordinance row will once again be back as far as the top court is concerned. Just give our viewers a history of the kind of tussle that we've already seen as far as the ordinance row is concerned.
Between the Delhi government and the central government, and in fact 2 Constitution bench judgments have also come in on this issue. However, again, an issue had cropped up because after the second judgment of the Supreme Court, which was delivered earlier this year, the centre brought in an ordinance nullifying the effects of that particular judgment and creating a national capital.
Okay, we seem to be losing that audio with our legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar, but as he's pointing out, the big update that's coming in from the Supreme Court is that the Delhi Ordinance issue, in fact, has been sent to the Constitution bench as far as the top court is concerned. We'll keep tracking all those